everyone, welcome. This is the Klassie Kafe. I'm your host, Klassie Kyle, and this is the show where the gin is cool but the piano's hot. Or else it would be if we hadn't spent the entire budget on tea and coffee and biscuits, but I digress. Today we are talking to Jordan Lee, a young man that has won titles up and down the country. He has been a figure here in Aspire for so many years. Surely a Hall of Fame career, no doubt about it. But we're going to go right back to the beginning. Jordan, thank you for coming on the show. What I'd like to ask you is, first of all, how did you get involved with Aspire?
How did I get involved in Aspire? Well, let me just take you back to how I was growing up. I was growing up quite the rough kid, you know. When I went to school, I would always end up in trouble at some point. And then I always get a message, "Oh Jordan, do you mind just coming down to the local park for a quick scrap?" "Yeah, sure mate." So I'll actually have some people come and pick me up just to make sure I was actually there, because you know they wanted some insurance. I went to the local park and I beat them up. And I beat them up quite good. Do you understand me? And then I thought, oh, I need to get out of this. I want to make a bit of a living. I want to have a bit of a wage making out of this. So that's how I found Aspire. And you know what? The competition's been better here than it has been on the streets. So I thank you for that, Aspire. I thank you very much.
Of course, in your first year here, you were known as the vicious one, Jordan Lee. And it begs the question, like, is that entirely just down to the reputation you had on the streets, being called the vicious one? Or is it something you needed to maybe give you a confidence boost?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was a bit of inspiration from the streets, of course. But at the same time, I guess I was going through a bit of a phase, you know what I mean? We all have alter egos, don't we? I mean, I guess I was just finding myself at that time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was one of the most popular players in the back then. Just remember, I'm the original Aspire roster member. Let's be clear about that.
Yes, of course.
I am legendary here in Aspire. Like, everyone knows the name Jordan Lee. You know what? If you actually go out in Derby, people know who Jordan Lee is. I mean, you can go up to anyone and just be like, "Do you know who Jordan Lee is?" They will know my name, whether that is for good or for worse.
And of course, you go from being this kid on the streets getting in trouble, you find Aspire, you come in, you become an inspiration to many people that have there in the crowd. And then all of a sudden, you start going around proclaiming to be God.
Well, quite frankly, you do have a point, Kyle. I was a big inspiration to many. There's no doubt about that. I know quite a few people look up to me, especially in that locker room or whoever's watching out there in a crowd. A lot of people look up to me. The reason why I started calling myself the God is because I feel untouchable. Right? There was something between that gap, right, that really gets to me. Is that before COVID, right, everyone was behind me. Jordan Lee, go on Jordan Lee, have him on. You know what I mean? They were really behind me. They really wanted to see me succeed. That's what everyone wanted. COVID hit, I did not get a message of anyone. No one contacted me, no one wanted to know how I was. I didn't get any of that. I don't know about you and everyone else in the back during COVID, but I was alone. I felt like I was just caged inside, just isolated. I'm sure you felt the same way, but I just felt a bit different.
A lot of us did,
yes. Yeah. So when I come back, I came back with a purpose. I came back stronger, and I just felt like no one could touch me. I said to myself that I was going to take every penny, I was going to take every last bit of blood off everyone. That's what I thought. And you know what? God's on my side. God is in my heart. Right? I call myself the God Jordan Lee because I am with God. Do you understand me?
I'm beginning to. So you come back, you've got a new attitude, you've trained even harder.
Yes, I have.
And then you become Aspire Wrestling Champion.
Not only that, I think you're just missing a bit. I'm also the first ever No Limits champion.
True.
Now look where the No Limits title is right now. I was the first ever No Limits champion, and I held that for almost a year. And then that dirty little ginger comes in, and you know what? Fair play, he beat me. But what did he do with the championship after he beat me? Did he go on to defend it? Did he go on to have a legendary one. Well, he held it for a year, but did he actually defend it within that year? I don't think so. In fact, the title just became a bit irrelevant, if I'm being honest with you, because I went on to do bigger things. I beat one of Aspire's greatest roadmen for the Aspire Wrestling Championship at Anniversary Spectacular. Rich Robinson, he tried to make something great out of it, fair play to him. But Muzzy just takes back the title, and has he ever defended it since from his second reign? No, he hasn't.
Okay, so to your mind, you were more of a fighting champion.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Okay. You don't think you took any shortcuts or any...
Any shortcuts? I do what I need to win. You know, how can I put this to you, Kyle? If you're not cheating, you're not winning. Right? If you've got to cheat to win, you must do that. You've got to do everything you can possible to win. That's what you don't understand. That's what most of these people don't understand.
See.
Do you understand me? If I need to win, I will do everything in my power to do so.
Let me ask you about Lightning Lewis.
Okay. Go on, go ahead.
Friends, tag team partners. And yet, as I recall, you jumped him so many months ago. You know, it's funny, for a man that talks about being caged in and everything, when you did have somebody on your side, you didn't exactly treat him very well, did you? Why did you do it, John?
Remember when I was robbed by that woman? Eh? Remember back in January? I defeated Rourke there in the ring. He then decided to assault me after the match. And that dirty little thing decides to come into the ring and thinks, oh yeah, I'm going to take the easy pickings right now. And she did so. And guess who was the first person to get into the ring and celebrate with her? My former tag team partner, someone who I considered a brother, goes into the ring, celebrates with his younger sister over my defeat. That is why I attacked Lightning Lewis.
See.
How would you feel, Kyle, if someone you knew, someone close to you, who you considered maybe a brother, was celebrating over your defeat? I think you'll feel the exact same way I would, don't you?
But I might not jump in the back.
Oh. Well, we just do things differently, don't we? Different lifestyles, I was brought up.
And then, months and months later, opportunity knocks comes by. And you have a chance to take back the championship. So I suppose the question is, why not?
Why not?
I mean, you've been sitting here for, what, 10 minutes, saying how untouchable you are, but you seem very touchable.
Opportunity knocks. I was once again foiled by Eden. I had that match won, right? There was no doubt about it. Everyone saw how I flung Eden out of the ring and she went head first into that apron, right? Everyone saw that. There was no doubt about it. And you know what? Fair play to her. She got back in the ring. She fought on as the champ she is. The false betrayal of the champ, I guess. I mean, after all, she is Scarlett Page's project, isn't she? And then, you know, she wins the match after throwing me out of the ring and stealing what I had worked hard for. I was about to pin Rich Robinson in the middle of the ring, but no, I get tossed out of the ring, don't I? And she takes exactly that. And you could see on the video footage, I was this close of changing history. She stole that all away from me.
So where do you go from here?
Where do I go from here? Well, fight night's just around the corner, isn't it, Kyle?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. What match am I in? Eh? What's the match I'm in? I'm waiting. Come on. Do you know? I'm against Lightning Lewis once again in the #1 contenders match to determine who will go on to face Eden at Destined for Glory in the main event for the Aspire Wrestling Champion. Now, me and Lewis, we faced each other early on in the year. And you know what? Fair play to the lad, he beat me. Right? He beat me at my own game. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. Right? But this time it's going to be different. This time I'm going to make sure I end him. Right? Because I'm telling you now, after fight night, he's not going to be at Desperate for Glory. Actually, no, in fact, he's not going to be in Aspire at all because I'm going to finish him. Do you understand me? Do you understand me, Kyle?
I understand your point of view, but I don't see it happening that way.
Oh, you don't see it happening that way, do you?
No.
Of course you don't, because you're just a little sucker partner.
Jordan, he's beaten you before. I have no doubt he can do it again.
Oh, really? How about I beat you again right now? What are you going to do? Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you have Jordan Lee on as your first guest, you need to expect something like that. He's not quite what he says he is. In a nutshell, folks, this is how I see it. Talks about being God, talks about being untouchable. Well, let's see how untouchable he is at Fright Night. Until I see you there, though, stay classy.